this is the part of the video where I pretend to be a beauty influencer and chat. What does that video? I don't even have nails, so I chopped them all off so I could learn to play guitar. I've never really been into skincare because I've never really needed like a skincare routine. I've always had pretty decent skin, like not to brag, I just have never had any issues with it. Like, yeah, I get a little dry in the winter and I get a little oily and sweaty in the summer, but that's pretty much been it. I mainly started taking care of my skin with like a skincare routine just to have something like a routine that keeps me grounded. I've never really hated my skin, had many problem areas, until actually someone pointed out to me that the skin around my mouth and eyes is different than the rest of my body, like the rest of my face. And from that point on, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm ugly. That's when I really started wanting to fix things about my skin, and I lived there for like maybe like 10 years. But like I think I'm at a point right now where I just don't care. And not about my skin, like I care about my skin. Like I like when it feels nice and I don't want to look dirty, but I don't really care on the extent of like, I want to go out of my way to try to fix my hyperpigmentation like that. Because at the end of the day, when I die, no one's going to come to my funeral and talk about my skin. They're going to talk about like how I made them feel and what I did with my life and how I made impacts and like all of that. And so that's really what I'm focused on with my life generally, but like on a day like today where I'm just having like a calm, soft reset day, I'll do a little skincare. Oh, I can see, it's a miracle. Okay, so life lately. Where do I start? Life lately has been insane, but it's been good. It's good crazy. I think my craziest day of the week was yesterday and the day before, because I went from working my day job. I had a church event afterwards, and then I went straight from the church event to my overnight job, and I did that from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then I came home, slept for like an hour, and then got up and went back to my daytime job. I think my whole day was like 27 hours or something like that. It was insane. I was okay. Like I actually, like when I got home, I was okay. But days like those and the days that follow and lead up to them, and just like not even like that extreme crazy, but like other days that are just like busy, it can be so easy to get caught up in just like the busyness that you kind of forget like you're like a human too who also needs to recharge. And I'm really guilty of that. I tend to like, if I could just keep going, I'll keep going. Like my friends would tell you that I'm crazy. Like I don't know what it is. It's not that I don't like to sit still, because when I have my moments of peace and quiet, like I love them, I cherish them. But I don't know, like it's like, what is that, the law of motion? Like an object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest stays at rest. Like if I'm in motion, I'm in motion. Like I just go. And so for me, rest has to be very intentional, and I have to be purposeful with my rest moments. And especially as a Christian, I have to be very purposeful with my time that I set aside for me and God. This morning, I actually was reading one of these books. My mom got this for me, actually. It's called My Utmost for His Highest. I like this book. I forget about it all the time, but like this morning, actually, its reading was like really good. And I like, sometimes it's like very like the language is very advanced, I guess. And so I don't always understand it. But this morning, I actually found myself like underlining stuff because I was like, wait a minute, like that makes sense. Like it was relevant to me in my life. It's actually one of the first lines. And it says, I cannot save and sanctify myself. Like, huh, okay. You know what I mean? And like for me, it just kind of means like I can't do the work. You know, like I can't do the work of making myself anything. You know, I have to surrender that to the Lord. And like in order to do that, like to surrender, like it means I have to spend time with Him. You know, I can't just like be buzzing around from appointment to appointment to appointment to appointment, like doing all these things and think that like, oh, like yeah, everything's gonna be fine. Like no, like I'm going to find myself at some point in time, which my body has a really, really, really good way of telling me over and over again, you need to slow down. I'm going to find myself like at the end of myself and absolutely stressed out and overwhelmed and wondering why my life is like this. And in reality, it's like, I did it to myself. You got to slow down and you got to rest. And so today, even though it's not a full, people's cars are so loud. Even though it's not a full like rest day, I have youth tonight and then I have my overnight as well. it's a day where I can find rest. I think the culture that we live in, the American culture that we live in right now, doesn't lend itself to rest very well. The American culture, in all aspects of it, like you guys know, I'm a birth worker, I'm a doula. And I think one of the ways I see that our culture is very anti-rest is in like how we treat new moms and maternity leave being 6 weeks to get back on your feet and then leave your baby with a stranger. Like, we are not a restful culture at all. We don't value rest. And I think that to rest on purpose is actually very countercultural. Like, the everything is like to be capitalized on. Like, even your off time. I mean, even what I'm doing right now, I'm having a rest day, but I'm recording it. Granted, I'm not recording it to go viral or to do anything really. I'm just recording it for the sake of sharing my thoughts. But like, just think about, like, even social media, it's like, document everything, create everything, like, do everything. Like, even your downtime, your out of office time is like to be taken up with doing something. I just feel like it's important to just have moments of just rest. Now, granted, and this is more for my Christian viewers, like, there are definitely spaces in time when we can be resting too much, we get too comfortable in our cozy little spaces, so comfortable that we live a life focused on self and what we want and how we feel, so we don't ever go out of our comfort zones to serve other people, and we may simply serve others by being present for them. And that is talking to myself as an introvert and someone who naturally just wants to sit home and not be around people. I think we also forget that sometimes just your presence is your service, and that's also a sacrifice of community. You can't expect people to be there for you if you're not there for them. So there's a balance, definitely, but I also believe that along with there being a balance, like, it has to be just that, a balance. It can't be you are pouring out of yourself, you are doing so much, you are going above and beyond at all times and expect to function on that level indefinitely. Like, no, your body will crash, your mind will won't be healthy, like, your spiritual life will suffer. And I think it's just really important that we try to find that balance. And for me, I can't find that balance myself. I have to ask the Lord for it, because I will either go, or I'll shut down. It's kind of like, I had a therapist once tell me that I do, I live like a pendulum, so I'm at one extreme or another, and I need to kind of figure out middle ground more. And that's the truth. Like, I will have a season where I am going nonstop. Like, this season would be one of them where I just go. I don't stop. No one can even get a glimpse of me. No one can have me outside of my spaces of work. And then something forces a stop. Like, last time it was my hernia, becoming incarcerated. I needed emergency surgery. That was the last big, all right, you're doing too much. You need to slow down. And I'm tired of my body being the one to tell me, to be honest, that I need to slow down. I'd prefer to be smart enough at this point to be able to sense it in myself. And I really think that's why God designed a Sabbath. I really think that's why the Sabbath was an intentional thing. It's also one of the first things that he taught the Israelites, wasn't it? Where's my Bible? I'm actually going to go to the Bible app because my Bible is in my bag, and although it is simply over there, I just don't feel like crawling out of this. I'm sitting real comfortable right now. But I'm going to head over to, and this wasn't even supposed to turn into some type of Bible study, and it's really not going to. I'm trying to prove a point. Okay. Okay, so he just rescues them. Yeah, he rescues them from Pharaoh in Exodus 14. Exodus 15, they're praising him. In Exodus 16, he's providing food. Okay, stick with me here. He's providing for them. Gives them instructions. They grumble and they're upset because they think they're gonna die. All that stuff. And then at Exodus 16:21, they gathered it every morning. The provisions. Each gathered as much as he needed to eat, but when the sun grew hot, it melted. On the sixth day, they gathered twice as much food, 4 quarts apiece. Instructions they received. And all the leaders of the community came and reported this to Moses. He told them, "This is what the Lord has said. Tomorrow is a day of complete rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. Bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil, and set aside everything left over And set aside everything left over to be kept until morning." So they set it aside until morning as Moses commanded, and it didn't stink or have maggots in it, because if they left it over, it would stink and have maggots in it. Eat it today, Moses said, because today is the Sabbath to the Lord. Today you won't find any in the field. For 6 days you will gather, but on the 7th day, the Sabbath, there will be none. And that's intentional. That's on purpose. My camera's going to die. I'll switch batteries. Ironic, I had to get up and move from my comfy pace anyway, so I could have grabbed my Bible. But I digress. Yeah, so that's intentional. It's intentional, right? And then, because people are people and we do what we want, it says in verse 27, yet on the 7th day, some of the people went out to gather, but they did not find any. Then the Lord said to Moses, how long will you refuse to keep my commandments and instructions? Understand that the Lord has given you the Sabbath. Therefore, on the 6th day, he will give you 2 days worth of bread. Each of you stay where you are. No one is to leave his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. Like, I know people think God is strict, but he's so loving. And this is what he was telling them. You're not slaves anymore. You don't have to work every single day. You don't have to produce every single day. You don't have to go out and get food every single day. You don't have to do everything every single day. It's so easy to get caught up in having to hustle. I mean, like, things are expensive. We just bought a house. Like, it's expensive here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's expensive and we're trying to live. So I get it. And we're all just trying to make the best for ourselves. But resting is important too. As I was talking, I just had another thought and I'm smiling because like, oof, I'm coming at myself with this one. So resting, I think also, at least like in a way for me, requires humility. And this is what I mean. So in general, in life, I do a lot. And I think if you don't take breaks, you start to fall into that trap where you think the world won't go on without you. And again, I'm talking to myself. Like, you think that like your workplace won't survive if you're not there. You think that, I don't know, that people won't know what to do if you're not present, that your house is going to fall down from the seams if you're not taking care of it, that your friendships are going to disintegrate, and whatever the heck else you do, you think that it's going to fall to pieces without you. And that's pride, baby. Like, that's prideful to think that you and your presence is so big that nothing can be sustained without you being there. Don't get mad at me. I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to myself. Like take it or leave it. If it applies to you, sure, fine, whatever. But it's really me at me. And it's not like a conscious thought, but it's a thought that is made into truth by my actions. From the way I act, that's how I feel. And so I think resting weekly kind of resets you into that. No, yeah, things are good. Y'all don't need me, and you won't need me. Cause I'm gonna check out for a little bit. And for me, like, my official rest day is Saturday. That's the day of the week where, for the most part, I don't have to be on anyone's schedule. There's grace in that because I am a doula and I am a doula on call. So like, if my, baby comes on like Saturday, I'm not gonna be like, sorry, I'm resting. Like, no. But that's like my mindset, intentional, like, I'm not trying to be on anyone's agenda that day. And again, there are moments or things that happen. But I have to keep that in my head, because if I don't, I'll fill the day, and then 2 weeks will go by, and then 3 weeks will go by, and I haven't had a day of intentional rest, and I have gotten to this point where I feel like I'm invincible and I don't need that rest. And then my brain is going into places where I am, again, like, I am the end all be all. I am the glue that makes everyone stick together. I am everything, and everything needs me to exist. And in reality, not that important. I'm really not. Like I'm not. You know what I mean? But I'm not. And so, I don't know. I just think it's a real test of humility and surrender to be able to say, all right, checking out. I'm gonna rest. I don't need to bring my work home for that day, or I don't need to check up on this thing on that day. I don't need to be, diving into my emails just to double check to make sure that nothing's gonna go wrong. Like, it's all right. Rest, girl. So that's my ramble. And I know I rambled a lot, but yeah, I hope that was life-giving. I know I'm gonna have to sit and chew on it because I just told myself about myself on camera. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, get some rest, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.